Well, Gary, congratulations on today's victory, 2-0 against Elgin. But firstly, you welcomed a couple of players back into the squad. But just tell me about the starting lineup first of all, and your thoughts.
Yeah, just listen. We, Conrad just back for injury, played 3 games in a short space of time. Yeah. Lee was available to play. We just thought, it was a choice between Lee and Sam. I just thought I'd go with a little bit of experience against Hester. So Lee came in there, and then obviously Blair, his injury has healed better than we thought, and he was available to go on the bench, so to get him back on, and just help with his recovery. So in terms of that, it was nice to look at the bench, and there's some real experience there to complement the other subs. So nice that we're starting to get people back at the right time in the season.
And we started very well. Again, first 5 minutes, and we found ourselves a goal up. Looking back, I think Danny Hanlon had a superb run, and found Josh Campbell, who was able to slot it in from a very neat angle as well.
Yeah, I think first and foremost we defended a corner properly, or a wide free kick, and we broke on them. Danny had a great run, cut it back to Josh, and for where we were when he hit it, I thought that's not going in, it's not got enough pace, but it's found itself in the net. And we built on that. Sometimes you score that early, you think, but we actually built on it, and I have to compliment the players here. I think that's the best that we've played in the first half since I've came to the club. We passed the ball well, we've got an excellent second goal, really well worked goal, great finish for Liam, and we were quite comfortable in the first half. And then we warned the players that Elgin would have to change their shape or do something different. They weren't just going to allow us to sort of dominate the half like that. And they did, and they caused us a little bit of problems for the first 15 and 20 minutes, which actually resulted in me changing the shape of my team. But once we got through that initial stage, I thought we'd seen the game out quite comfortably, albeit Lee, I think, cleared one off the line in the 93rd minute or something. So delighted with the players today. It was a big game, everybody knew that. We knew it was in our hands. But, to have qualified for the playoffs is fantastic. When we came in and we all came together, James moving upstairs and me coming in and meeting the players, we were 5 points outside the playoff places, so you've got to give them an enormous amount of credit that with a game to go, that they've actually cemented their place in there. So, got to take my hat off to the players. We've had a tough run of games. The last 4 games, league position, have been twice against Queen's Park, who were first, and twice against Stirling Albion, who were third going into this game. So that was a real tough run of games. And then today you find yourself up against an Elgin team that have been flying, but our performance today was really good, and very pleasing to be their manager today.
And I thought first half the midfield played with a real freedom and tempo, and I'll single 2 players out, but I thought that Josh and Lee were at the centre of everything that was good about the midfield today. Yeah,
listen, it'd be wrong to, I've been working on things with like the defenders and stuff, and I've seen that coming to fruition and talking to them about stuff to help them with our defending, to try and help us get more clean sheets, and I saw some of that in the play today. So I can get exactly why the attacking play catches your eye, but for me I was noticing little things with the defenders that showed that I'd been listening. So all in all, a really good day's work, and we'll go down to Stranraer and we want to finish second in the league. We want to try and pick a team that gives us a chance of picking second, but unfortunately we have picked up 1 or 2 minor knocks today, so we'll have to assess everybody tomorrow and Monday, but we will put out a team to go and try and win the game. I think it's only right to the other clubs that are trying to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, and like you say, come the second half, Elgin did.
Elgin are a good team. Good team, good players, good management team. They saw that in the last couple of results. If you just look that back, beating Stranraer away and then beating Stirling Albion. So, as I say, everybody sort of had a wee spell, apart from Queen's Park, who have been really consistent getting into the split games. We were the form team. Then Stranraer turned it around and they were the form team for 2 or 3 games. Then Elgin turned it around and they were the form team for a couple of games. So there's nothing between the teams underneath Queen's Park. Queen's Park have won the league, and deservedly so. They've been the best team, the most consistent over the course of the season. But in terms of the other teams, there's nothing in it. And you need to turn up to win the game. And fortunately for us today, the players turned up. And as I said, different types of performance in each half, but both very much pleasing.
Yeah, I was just going to reiterate what you had said earlier, that I thought the defence played extremely well second half. They were solid, they were composed. It just felt, they were good, comfortable, and on the ball, defending their set pieces, and obviously listening to what you've said.
Cam, you look at Queen's Park, they're built on the back, they've got good players going forward, but you've got to build for the back. If you look at their clean sheets, I don't know what there'll be double figures anyway. You know, if you want to be successful, you have to keep clean sheets. And the free-flowing stuff's great, but you need to keep the back door closed. And today we did. And I was delighted for Callum and the other back for it. And, you know, Blackie as well was just sitting there in front protecting, you know, more a defensive role. So delighted for all of these boys as well. You know, they players give the other players the freedom to go and play and try and score the goal. So overall, really good day. Delighted that we're into the playoffs and that you're not going into Stranraer with that pressure of having to get a result, albeit, you know, I would have backed the players to have done that. But it's nice to go down. But we have to make sure that we're switched on, because it's Stranraer, it's an all or nothing for them. It's a cup final for them, and we need to make sure it's a cup final for us. There's people, there'll be a couple of changes. People come in and get a claim to try and stake a claim for the playoffs. So we've got a lot to play for as well. You know, people maybe think, you're already in, you'll go down there, there's nothing to play for, no motivation. There'll be nothing further for the truth than that. We'll be going down there to try and win, and I'm expecting the players to try and maintain the standards that we've showed today and the majority since the time that I've came in.
And in terms of minutes that players have played over the you know, this packed schedule that you've got, you know, you must be happy that Blair has came back slightly earlier than anticipated, which then gives Ruzi no rest, but it's
not just a rest. It gives Ruzi competition, because now, you know, regardless if he's playing good or bad, we've not been able to take him out of the team. Yeah. Because he's the only natural recognised striker at the club. But what I'm hoping is, without, you know, and I'm hoping the couple of injuries that we've picked up today are minor. But what you're hoping is you're getting at the business end, our squad should be getting stronger. You know, Alex Harris is close to getting back. Liam Henderson, hopefully 10 days. Jordan Tappin may be back a bit earlier than we expected. Lee Hamilton got back. Blair's got back. So that's 5 players that we've had to sort of do without over the last 2 or 3 weeks. So, you know, that's good and well, because it gives you choices as a manager. It gives the players that are in the pitch competition and all need to perform.